Let's dive into hooks in DBT, specifically pre-hooks and post-hooks. So what are hooks exactly? Hooks are SQL statements or commands that DBT can automatically run either before or after a model executes. Pre-hooks run before a model and post-hook runs after. They are super handy because they let you automate tasks that you would otherwise have to do manually every time. We will jump into the different ways to implement hooks shortly, but first let's take a moment to understand why we even need hooks and what kind of problems they help us solve. For example, before running a particular model, you might want to perform certain actions automatically. Maybe you want to bring data from cloud storage into your database before your transformations begin. You might also want to back up some critical tables, ensuring you have a safe copy before making any changes. This ensures that if anything goes wrong during your transformation or model run, you still have a previous version available for reference or restoration. Or you might need to set session level parameters or many more. This is where hooks become super handy. We can create hooks on individual model level. We can even define macro level hooks, and we can also define project level hooks in dbt.yaml for project level reusability. Let's see this in action. First, I will create hooks on model level. For that, I will create an audit table inside my Snowflake. Here is the DDL which I had written for my audit table. I will just hit run. And perfect, I had created my audit table. Then I will go to my DBT and I will open any of my existing model. Let's say I will open this orders.sql. Cool. Here I will start configuring the hooks. I will say double curly braces and I will say config and I will start config, and here I will mention the materialization. I will say it's materialized as table. And then I will define pre-hook. Okay, this is the command to define pre-hook, and you need to open and close the square braces, and inside that you will write your pre-hook. Then I will also write my post-hook. For that, I will say post-hook is equal to square braces, and that's pretty much, guys. In this, I will write whatever I want to write. So I had created the audit table. I will try to insert the audit entries here. So I will say insert into, I will copy paste the name from here. Insert into my audit table, and I will mention my column names, model name, run type, and then run timestamp. Perfect. And then I will pass my values dynamically. In order to do that, for first model name, I will pass this model name very dynamic. In order to pass this dynamic, I just need to do curly braces, and inside the curly braces, I just need to mention this. And that's it, guys. It will dynamically pull my model name. In this case, my model name is order.sql. It will pull the model name inside this one. Cool. And then the run type, I will say start. Okay. And let's say run timestamp is my current timestamp. In the similar way, I will define my post hook and I will keep this part. Cool, guys. I had defined my pre-hook and post hook, okay, and I had mentioned the model name dynamic, and I will just save this file and I will go to Snowflake first to show you that my audit table is empty. I will just click this and I will copy this and I will say select star from my audit table. I just created it and initially it is empty, right? So I will go and I will write dbt run -s orders.sql. Okay, and it started running, and let's see if this create two entries inside my audit table or not. Cool, guys, it had ran successfully. Now the first thing first, I will go to my Snowflake, I will hit enter, and perfect, guys. This is what I am talking about. This is known as pre and post hooks. This is how we implement hooks based on model level. Make sense? Cool. Now let's define the same kind of hooks on macro level. I will again go back to my DBT, and inside my macro code, I will create a new file. Okay, I will name this as, let's say, hook.macro.sql. Cool. And I will click on create. And now inside this, I will create the macros as you already know how to create it. In order to create it, you need to use Jinja templates, and you need to mention macro, and then you need to end the macro, right? Whenever you do this macro things, always first do this thing. Start a macro and a macro. Cool. And now we will write our logic, and first thing, obviously we need to give a macro name. I will name this as, let's say, log start time, and I will refer my model. Cool. And inside that I will again write my insert script. I will just copy paste from my orders.sql. I will go here and I will copy paste this one. I will come back and I will mention here. And now in the model name, earlier I had mentioned this because I was referring from that specific file. But now this macro is reusable for other models as well, right? So I need to change this to the same function value which I had passed. I will copy paste this and I will paste it here. And that's it, guys. That's it. I had created my log start time. In the same way, I will copy paste this one below and I will create a log end time macro as well. And now I will save this file and I will go to the same orders.sql. Okay. And I will reuse this macro inside my orders.sql. First thing, I will remove this initial one. I will mention my config and then I will mention my pre-hook. And what is my pre-hook? My pre-hook is log start time. Cool. And then inside this I will mention my this, and that's it, guys. Similar way you can define post hook. I'm not going to do that. You can do that. It's super easy. Just need to add comma and mention the post hook. I will run this pre-hook and we'll see is this working or not. I will save this file, and once I save this file I will rerun my orders.sql. Okay, let's see if this works or not. Started. Okay, cool. It got successful. Now if I go back to my audit table, earlier I was having 2 entries, but now if I just rerun this one, I should be able to see 3 entries, right? As you can clearly see, right? This is how we can implement the hooks on the macro level for higher reusability on all the models. Cool. Similarly, you can apply the hooks at the project level. Okay, and you can just go to your DBT project and you can start configuring your hooks inside your desired directories. You can apply hooks at folder level, and if you apply hooks at the folder level, it applies to all the models inside your folder, like you can see in this image on your screen, right? In this way you can apply the things on folder level, and if you want to apply on individual model, you can also do like you can see in this another image. Make sense? Cool, guys. That's pretty much about hooks. That's it.